Hello there. Tonight's video, we're going to be using my Anthony Mackenzie Jr. 24mm synthetic. This is the Lights Knot. Absolutely lovely brush. Beautiful handle, just lovely. The razor tonight is my 6/8 JR Torrey. With paddock scales. Lovely razor. Wonderfully keen edge on it. And the soap tonight is Yulay Bay of Roses. And what this is, I want to show you the presentation on this one because it's a bit different than her others. That's really cool. And it is absolutely lovely. What she described this is on her site was a bay rum with roses over top. And that's pretty much what it is. It's lovely. By the way, I like her bay rums. They have the spices and stuff that most of the other bay rums, allspice and all that in it. But the spices in her bay rum, in my opinion, in my experience, a lot of bay rums, the spices just overtake any of the rum scent, and you can get a bit of it, but the spices, the allspice, the cardamom, there's a couple more, just the peppercorn and all that just eats away at the bay rum, and you don't get, for me, enough. I like the bay rum. I like the rum scent as well, and you get that really big time, in my opinion, with Monica's bay rum soaps, but the spices are still there. It's just, to me, it's like she almost knows how to perfectly blend them together so that you get the best of both of them. Of course, that's my opinion. I'll let you know right now, and everybody that watches me regularly ought to know that I think that Monica's soaps are something special. They are one of my favorites, and I rave about her soap because I love her soap. And so, I mean, that's the deal with me, with her. And I'm not the only one that thinks that she makes a wonderful soap. You know, she has a lot of people that love her soap. So there's a reason for that. Her scents are just incredible. I love the soap because it's nice and slick. It's hydrating. My face doesn't feel all dried out after I get done. You know, just a wonderful soap. And it's got the slickness that I need for a straight shave. This soap, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it has a light, like a greenish kind of tint that probably, as you get down through that, whatever the green is, it's probably some kind of food safe coloring or something like that. I don't know. But, you know, she had the green for the leaves and stuff on the roses and all. Once you get down past that, it'll probably change color. It's not something that I care about or am worried about. And I could be all wrong with how she's getting that color or anything, or, you know, anything like that, because I don't know or understand. I'm not a soap maker. I don't claim to be. I don't care what the techniques are. I don't care. You know, I just, that's not something that I need to know. What I need to know is, does the soap work really well? Does it give me the slickness and the glide that I need for a straight razor shave? Is the scent awesome? That kind of stuff is all I care about. You know, does it not irritate the snot out of my face? That kind of deal. So the answers to that, every one of them, with Mind Control soap is yes. It's a wonderful soap. No, it's not going to irritate. Yes, it provides the glide I need. Yes, the scents are wonderful. Lovely, lovely stuff. Beautiful lather. This lather has a softness on the face that I love too. Reminds me a lot, believe it or not, and people can mock or whatever, or they can agree with me. I don't really know the difference. But to me, it reminds me a lot of Martin de Condra's lather, the way that it feels on my face. But I don't get any drying from this. So lovely, nice and slick. Wonderful straight razor. And that right there is why I like a 6'8". I know that there are guys that like bigger than that, and that's probably one of the reasons they like the big razors, the bigger razors than that as well. But I mean, you know, I can do a whole side of my face easy with that razor without rinsing that blade, and that lather will sit right there and no problem, you know. Lovely stuff. Lovely soap. Love this brush. I've said before, you know, when I first got this synthetic, and after I picked up my Plisson, I really do like synthetic brushes. I waited an awful long time to try them, and that was a prejudice of mine against the synthetic fiber. I like the naturals, and like I said before, you know, that's not going to stop me. I'm not throwing away all my Badgers for synthetic knots, but they are lovely. And this knot in particular, when it shaved in, it broke in my opinion. I don't know if people say synthetics don't break in or what, but this knot did. When I first got it, the first few times that I shaved with it, the knot was really tight, and it didn't want to splay. And now with me, a splay is different. To me, I use painting strokes, so I guess what I'm talking about is more fanning out, like a paintbrush would fan out. And I like a brush that will fan out. My Badger brushes fan out to a greater or lesser extent depending on the backbone and the density and all of that of the brush. The Plisson is wonderful at that. This one, the first 3 or 4 shaves that I had on it, the knot just stayed there in a big ball, and it was like I was rubbing a cotton ball on my face. Nice and soft. It lathered really well, and it wasn't that big of a deal, but it stayed in kind of a knot. But now, it fans out just as nicely as my Plisson does. And it was always wonderfully soft. And so it's a lovely brush. Skin is so slick. I usually will take my fist and kind of, or the knuckles in this hand, and kind of push like that. I should grab some alum, but I kind of push like that and push it up under my jawline, and it tightens that skin there on that cheek. This soap is so slick that I can't get my hand to stay still there on my neck long enough to do that, which is lovely. Like I said, slickness is my favorite characteristic in a lather, and the one that is most important. You know, it's not the only one, and I can handle a lather that is not slick or not very slick if it still has a glide. And a lot of times, and when I was first starting, I thought this way too. We'll do some touch up. I'll show you what I'm talking about with that fan. But see how it fans like that? It didn't do that before. Anyway, I don't really need a touch up there. I just wanted to show you that. But when I first started wet shaving, you know, I thought, well, in order to have glide, a soap has to have slickness, and I found out that that's not correct. I don't know what the characteristic of it is or why it does that, but I have tried a few soaps that did not have slickness, but the razor glided across my face just fine. So I've learned that those slickness is my most important characteristic in a soap. You can end up with a nice soap, a wonderful lather, that still doesn't have a whole lot of slickness in it. But I would still prefer slickness if I can get it. And the Yulay has more than enough slickness to take care of anything that I need. Lovely stuff. If you're a fan of Bayron and roses, and you think that would be something you would like, a combination of that, then I would encourage you to give that a try. Yulay Bay of Roses. You can buy a sample. I think they're like $2. I could be wrong, but I believe they're like $2 for a sample. Well worth it to try because Monica has an intense amount of scent. She's got a lot of scents, and it's worth a try to get 6 or 8 of them, of the samples, and just try them. This works with florals an awful lot, and I really think the spice notes in here, along with the floral accords, geranium and all that, would work really well with a bay rum rose mix in it. And yeah, it does. Lovely. Oh yeah. So all right, bless you, all of you. God bless you. Thank you for joining me for my shave this evening, and I will talk to you later.